Hey, it's Josh here. I just woke up in Chiang Mai in northern Thailand, and it's December 31st, 2015. I've been preparing now to do a 21-day minimum water fast starting tomorrow evening. So that'll begin on January 1st, 2016, and the plan is to stop eating by 7 p.m. and from there do a water fast for 21 days minimum, and I'm thinking about 25 days maximum. So that's water only, no food, nothing else, no nutrients of any kind, not even chewing gum or anything like that, or mints or whatever. I'm even going to try and avoid coming in contact with anything besides water, really. So try to avoid deodorant, toothpaste, sunscreen, things like that. Not sure if I'm going to post this publicly or just save it for myself, but either way I'm going to document it just because I think it'll be good to have, helpful for me looking back, maybe helpful for others, not sure. So I've been doing a little bit of preparation in the last few days, just physically getting my accommodation set up so that I'll be comfortable, mentally just being aware that this is coming for me. Yeah, just gonna make sure that things are lined up well so that I can avoid unnecessary issues. I've been keeping a journal as well, so I'll do a written journal and a video journal, and I'm gonna try and do a short video every day with just some updates. Tomorrow I will begin, as I said, at 7 p.m. So lately I've just been trying to eat fruit during the day and then have a cooked meal at night, so kind of raw till 4 diet. Today, again, I'm gonna have some fruit. I have some papaya and mangoes ready here, and then have a salad tonight, I think, and same thing tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. Just a quick update here. It's January 1st, 2016, just after 2 p.m. here in Chiang Mai, so that means less than 5 hours to when I start my fast. Kind of just been preparing myself. I've got a little bit of fruit left over here, some mangoes, so I'll have some of those and coconut water, and then a salad for supper, and then I'll completely stop eating at 7 p.m. And then over here I've been stocking up on water, so quite a bit already. That's just Nestle Pure Life water. I know it's not the perfect source, but I'm hoping it'll do. I'm planning on drinking like 4 to 5 liters per day, so with those jugs being 1.5 liters, if I drink 3 of those per day, that should be good. I'm gonna drink it the room temperature, I guess, for a few reasons. One is it's hard to drink a lot of cold water. 2 is I prefer drinking water that isn't too hot or too cold. 3 is I'm not even going to bother turning on my fridge here and wasting energy because I don't really have anything to keep cold. And 4, the main reason actually, is because I think that kind of the traditional Asian thinking about body temperatures is actually pretty accurate as far as trying to keep body temperature consistent. So if you are living in a really hot climate and drinking really cold water, I think it's hard on the body to expose it to that type of extremes, just through my experience and some research and stuff. So I'm gonna try and just keep the water close to room temperature, and in my room I'm not running the air conditioner or anything, so just kind of letting natural air flow in. I think that's about it for now, so I'll start 7 p.m. tonight and do a video tomorrow morning measuring my weight and getting a few photos at the start of my fast and things like that. So I decided to start my fast a few hours early. I'm going to start at 4 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. So it's 3:45 right now. Just going to have a few mangoes and then begin my fast. So it's exactly 4 o'clock now here in Chiang Mai. Just had 4 mangoes, so that was my last meal. And now my fast has officially begun. I'm gonna put away everything really except for water. got toothpaste and coconut oil there. I'm gonna stash that away with other stuff, deodorant and sunscreen, so that I don't touch it for my whole 3-week fast, or 3-week minimum fast. Alrighty, so let it begin. So I made a list of symptoms that I've been having in recent history. I guess just to be more clear, why I'm doing this fast, at least in part, is to try and improve my health, of course. A lot of stomach issues, and by stomach issues, I think people just think stomach issues mean upset stomach, maybe diarrhea, things like that, but your stomach has so many important functions, leads to everything. Like, one of my biggest ones is that I have chronic telogen effluvium, which is a hair condition where my hair is pretty much lifeless and falls out, and when I shower it retains water. It was falling out with chunks of skin, like the full bulb on it. And that's all from my stomach, because I can't absorb nutrients properly. So if you can't absorb nutrients properly, you're gonna have issues throughout your whole body. So again, I mean, it goes way beyond just your basic stomach stuff, your localized issues. It's throughout your whole body. So that's a big thing for me. So I'm not going to read all my symptoms here, but some of the main ones: oral thrush, as I showed before, with the tongue having the white coating, gum inflammation and plaque on my teeth showing up very easily, chronic fatigue, brain fog, poor memory, of course the chronic telogen effluvium with my hair, chronic psoriasis for like 6 years, and itchiness, toenail discoloration, athlete's foot, I guess you can call it. That's another thing, is people think that's a localized issue. It's not. It's from your stomach. Lethargy, headaches, and migraines. I've had migraines like almost all my life, maybe since I was 10 or something, and I don't know if I'll get any kind of relief from those, but that would be great. Bloating. Yeah, so that's some of them, but there's a really long list. That's some of the more frequent problematic ones. I've made a list before, probably of 85 different symptoms I've been having. And who knows, there might be some things that I start to feel better about that I didn't even know were really issues or things to be concerned about. It's the morning of Saturday, January 2nd here in Chiang Mai. I haven't had anything to eat since yesterday at 4 p.m. and I haven't had anything to drink yet today, so I should be totally on empty. I'm just walking to the mall now to weigh myself to see what I'm at. I was probably walking around at about 80 kilograms for a while. I'm guessing I'm around 78 right now, just because I've been eating less lately, and also because I don't even have any water. Haven't had any water today since last night, and no food either. So yeah, just gonna go weigh myself, and we'll go from there. Here we go. See that? 77 kilograms. So that's pretty light. I guess that's about 169 pounds or so. Yeah, that'd be about 169 pounds. Like I said, I've been walking around at about 80 kilograms, so it's down quite a bit. I'm about 6 feet tall, 182 centimeters, just to put that in perspective. So I would expect that I'll lose about, over 3 weeks, lose about 10 kilograms or so, so 23 pounds, maybe something like that. So I'm 77 kilograms, 182 centimeters. That's about 169.5 pounds and 6 feet tall at the near the start of my fast. I guess I started at 4 yesterday. It's now 9 a.m. here, so no water in me, no food. I'm just gonna take a few photos and and a couple of videos now just to show what I look like before or at the start of my fast, I guess. Even a couple symptoms, like you can tell my hair is pretty dead. It's been like this for like 6 years, just lack of life and volume to it. So that's one thing I'm hoping to cure from my fast is a malabsorption of nutrients. Another thing, if you look at my tongue too, you can see how it just has a white coating on that, and that's been really consistent for me for a long time too. And I think that's from just an imbalance of gut flora, candida it's called. So I'm hoping that cures up as well. Alrighty, so here I am, 77 kilograms. It's about 169.5 pounds, 182 centimeters, or 6 feet tall. I'm already pretty thin by Western standards, Canadian standards. Maybe the Asians will disagree, but if I lose 10 kilograms over the next 3 weeks, I'm going to get pretty slim. One interesting point that I wanted to add is that this morning, as I videotaped, I weighed in at 77 kilograms, and I just went back to the mall this evening to buy some water, and I thought I'd weigh myself on the same scale there just to see how much I weigh now that I've had a lot of water today. And I ended up being 78.6 kilograms, so 1.6 kilograms extra, or 3.5 pounds since this morning, even though I haven't eaten anything. I've had about 5 liters of water, so pretty interesting how much of a difference that makes. Just an interesting point I thought I'd add. So it's 4 o'clock here on Saturday, which means 24 hours have been completed for my fast. I've been feeling okay, not as good as I usually do when I'm eating, but that's to be expected. Just a bit of nausea, some tiredness, some weakness. Hunger hasn't really been a big issue. I've done a 5-day fast before and I felt fine, so I'm not too concerned about how things are going to go in that regard. You can see with my tongue right now, very white, heavy white coating, and that's normal for me. I expect that to get worse before it gets better. So I'll try and do an update every day around 4 p.m. every 24 hours, just kind of review on how I'm feeling and how the last 24 hours have gone. And I think that's it for now. Okay, so it's 4 o'clock here on January 3rd, which means I'm 48 hours into my fast. Nothing really interesting to report so far. I'm having some symptoms, but nothing severe at all. Had a bit of a headache this morning, some tiredness, feeling a bit weak and everything, but nothing unexpected or unusual yet. So I'll keep checking in every day at 4 o'clock with an update on my symptoms, but so far so good. So it's 4 p.m. here on January 4th, which means I'm 72 hours into my fast, 3 days down. I don't really have any severe symptoms to report, just minor stuff, but this is all stuff I've experienced even when I'm not fasting. So far things are going pretty good. It's just past 4 o'clock here on January 5th, which means I'm 4 days done, or 96 hours total. Things are going well so far. Some minor symptoms, but nothing too interesting or severe to report. So that's it for today. It's 4 p.m. here on January 6th, which means 5 days down, 120 hours. And actually the longest fast I've ever done before was exactly 5 days. So I'm now on to my longest fast as of right now. Honestly, nothing really to report. My symptoms are all pretty minor, which is great. I've had all this stuff and worse stuff, maybe not at the same time, but
when I wasn't fasting. So this is fine. It's a little bit boring, but I'm doing okay. My hair already feels like it's improving a little bit softer, and a little bit more lively. Tongue is still very white coating, but that's about it. So I'm wondering, maybe I'm not having so many symptoms compared to what most people would, because I don't drink coffee, I don't drink a lot of alcohol, I never drink or smoke cigarettes, drugs, sugar addictions. I'm not having any withdrawal symptoms because I'm not addicted to anything, and I don't consume any kind of stimulant. So could be an explanation, probably part of it, I don't know. So it's after 4 o'clock here on January 7th, which means 6 days down, or 144 hours. I kept myself pretty busy today, which is good. Kind of makes the day go by quicker, although it is good to rest as well. But nothing interesting to report. Some very minor symptoms. Nothing interesting, nothing too bothersome. So that's it for today. Okay, so it's January 8th here at 4 p.m., which means I'm officially done 7 days of my fast. 1 week completed, which is 1/3 of my minimum goal. So yeah, 7 total days. Haven't consumed a single calorie, only water. Not even any gum, any mints. Haven't done any enemas, colon hydrotherapy, any weird stuff like that. Just water, that's all I'm doing. And I'm gonna make this video a little bit longer just to do my 1 week review. I'll start out with the main symptoms I've been experiencing. I'll just read them off my list here. So for the first week, oral thrush, thick, and it's been really consistent. You can see here. Super bad actually, and it's like that every time I look at it. Gum inflammation, I've had a little bit of that. Actually quite a bit of that. It's not too bothersome. I had that even before I was fasting, so hopefully that's a sign that it's fixing itself. Armpit body odor, that's been consistent and noticeable. Again, I've had that before I was fasting anyways. That's a sign that the body's cleaning itself. Bowel movements, I've had quite a few actually, and none of them are healthy ones. They're loose, liquidy. I haven't really been hungry, but there's been times where I've kind of craved foods or thought about foods, especially at night when I'm trying to sleep. If I can't sleep, I'll lay in bed just thinking about all kinds of food, a lot of junk food, even sometimes healthy food, and that's kind of just my mind wandering. I think if I were to keep busier, that probably wouldn't be such an issue. But I guess it's not really good to keep busy when you're fasting. You're supposed to be resting, so that's something I just have to tough out. Dizziness from standing, that's just low blood pressure. That's totally normal. I have that sometimes even if I don't fast, and that was something that's a common symptom, so I'm not surprised. Gas, a little bit of that, it's expected. Dry lips, you can see. I haven't been using lip chap, which I regularly do when I'm not fasting, so I'm just trying to keep things really clean here. It's bearable, it's fine. Tired and weak. I think I'm a lot less tired and weak than most people who fast. I get tired and weak even when I'm not fasting. I feel pretty good, but obviously not as good as when I'm living my regular lifestyle, I guess. Nausea, a little bit of that. Again, I have that when I'm not fasting. Fogginess, it hasn't been too bad. Occasional times I've had it. Once again, I have that when I'm not fasting. So those are my main symptoms. No surprises, nothing severe, all minor, bearable stuff. And literally I have every single one of these symptoms when I'm not fasting. Maybe not at the same time, maybe not to this level, maybe even less when I'm not fasting, but it's been fine. I haven't had much discomfort at all. As far as weight loss, this was not one of my objectives. I don't really want to lose much weight. Sure, if I cut 5 to 10 pounds of fat and get really lean and cut, that's great, but this is not, I don't want to lose a lot of weight. That's not one of my objectives, unlike most people. But I looked in the mirror today, and I'm definitely looking quite slim, and I don't like that, but I know it's temporary. I just have to look at it as a kind of a fresh start, and in the future, once I'm eating again and exercising, I'll be able to build up some muscle. So now, just some of the changes I've noticed. I'll read those off as well. Very few. Slight improvement in my hair health. I was wearing a hat today, so it's kind of flat, but a little bit more volume to it, a little bit softer, nothing to get excited about. Slight reduction in psoriasis inflammation. I have a small patch of psoriasis, and that seems to be reducing a little bit, which is to be expected, really. I'm not surprised by that. It should be. I know that certain foods and stuff irritate it, so another expected thing. Slightly heightened sense of smell, which is good. That's not uncommon. I've heard that's quite normal for people who fast, so whatever. I think that's about it for my 1 week recap. So like I said, 3 weeks minimum, so I'm a third of the way there. Tomorrow morning I'm going to go weigh myself again, so that it's exactly 7 days from the first time I weighed myself, and so that I don't have any water in my system or anything. So I'll do a quick video on that, and then I'll just continue doing my short daily updates. I think that's all I really have to report on right now. Yeah, it's going pretty well. Like, no major discomfort. More than anything, I'm just a little bit bored, kind of just want to get it over with so I can continue with my regular life, really. That's it. So it's the morning of January 9th here. Haven't had anything to drink yet, so I'm on empty. And just headed to the mall to weigh myself. It's exactly 1 week after I originally weighed myself, after I started fasting. At that time I was exactly 77 kilograms. I've heard it's normal to lose about 11 or 12 pounds in the first week, so that equals about 5 kilograms. So I'm hoping I'm around 72 kilograms and not much less, as I'm not really out to lose a bunch of weight. But just heading to the mall right now to weigh myself and find out. Okay, so I'm down 5.1 kilograms, which is about 11 pounds, which is exactly what I was thinking and hoping for, and what other people had said, so that's great. Apparently you lose less in your second week than your first week, and less in your third week than your second week, so it's good news. It's 4 o'clock here on January 9th, which means 8 days of my fast have been completed. Today went really well, actually. Very, very minor symptoms. I actually feel pretty good. Saw my weigh-in earlier today. That's good. Yeah, nothing interesting to report, nothing severe, nothing unusual. So yeah, very happy with how things are going right now. Hey, so it's after 4 o'clock here on January 10th, which means 9 days of my fast have officially been completed. And I don't really know what to say. I don't even really feel like I'm fasting. I feel pretty good, actually. Very few symptoms, and the symptoms I do have are minor and not unusual at all. At the same time, though, I'm not really feeling improvements in any way, or nothing really significant. So yeah, I'm not sure what to think. I guess I should just be patient and see what happens, and just trust that my body is making the necessary improvements to heal me. And you know, hopefully 21 days or a little more than 21 days is enough to do that. After 4 o'clock here on January 11th, which means I'm already done 10 days of my water fast, which means I'm just about at the halfway mark of my 21-day minimum. As well, it means I'm just about at the halfway mark of my second week. So far, things are going fine. I mean, I feel pretty good, just still consistent minor symptoms. Some people say the first few days are the hardest, some people say just the first week is the hardest, some people say the second week is the hardest, and that the second week is more intense than the first week. But for me, it's been really, really quite consistent since day one. So I guess that's good, and I'll just keep going with it. It's 4 o'clock here on January 12th, which means 11 days are officially finished. Nothing new to report today. I'm feeling kind of weak and drained and just tired today, but I don't think that's totally from fasting. I think that's just because I had such a bad sleep last night. I was up really late, so my sleep schedule's off, and it's not fasting, it's just my lifestyle right now where I'm not really keeping busy, don't have any kind of routines. So other than that, nothing new. It's 4 o'clock here, January 13th, which means 12 days are finished. Nothing interesting to report today. Things are going fine. I'm actually just kind of bored, kind of tired of this and just wanting to get it over with. I haven't been sleeping very well lately. When I'm up late at night, I end up just laying in bed thinking about food and things I want to eat or whatever, and so that's kind of painful, but other than that, things are fine. Hey, it's after 4 o'clock here on January 14th, which means 13 days of my fast are done, which means I'm approaching the end of my second week, which will be this time tomorrow. Nothing new to report. Things are going well. I feel fine. Really just the small stuff. So kind of surprising, but it's good. Hey, so it's 4 o'clock here on January 15th, which means 14 days done, which means I'm officially 2/3 done my minimum fast. So I'm into my final week now. I'm going to do my 1 week review, or I guess my 2 week review now, and just go over some of the symptoms and changes I've seen in this past week. I'm going to keep this video short because there's not a lot to report. You can go back and see my 1 week review, and a lot of the symptoms I'm having now are the same. So the ones I made note of that have changed. I'm feeling pretty sluggish today for the first time. I mean, I've felt a little bit sluggish before, but this is the most noticeable. Colder body. I've noticed that my body temperature is a bit colder. My feet are getting cold and stuff, even though I think the temperature here has been quite consistent. So those would be the 2 main things to add compared to my first week. Tongue's still pretty bad for thrush. The changes I've noticed, also very little. Hair is getting slightly more healthy, I think. That's about it, really. Yeah, not much to report at all. I think my face is looking a bit thinner, but that's expected. I'm going to go weigh myself tomorrow morning again so that it's exactly consistent with my first week weigh-in and my pre-fast weigh-in. So I'm expecting to have lost a little bit less weight. I lost about 5 kilograms in the first week. You know, maybe it'll be 3 or so in the second week, and I'll find that out tomorrow. Other than that, it's going pretty well. I'm surprised by the lack of symptoms, and I'm also a little bit surprised by the lack of changes, but just need to be patient. Maybe things will turn around a lot more once I'm actually done my fast and refeeding. I've heard of that being common before, so yeah, getting near the finish line, so that's good. Just woke up, January 16th. I'm on my way to the mall to do a post 2 week weigh-in. After my first week I was 71.9 kilograms, which means I dropped 5.1. I'm guessing today I'll have dropped 3. You're supposed to have a diminishing weekly weight loss, so probably somewhere around 69. It's after 4 o'clock here on January 16th, which means 15 days are over into my 3rd week, and nothing new to report except for so far in my 3rd week I felt a little more sluggish than the first 2 weeks, but that's about it. So it's after 4 here on January 17th, which means 16 days are done. 2 days past the start of my 3rd week, and I guess that means 5 more days to go. Not much to report on today, just this week so far feeling more sluggish, drained, just kind of getting tired quicker. So that's it though. Hey, it's 4 o'clock here on January 18th, which means 17 days are done, which means 4 days left. No new symptoms really, but week 3 has been the toughest for me. And the main reason is because I'm having trouble sleeping. I'm up till late at night, and that's just torture because I'm just laying in bed, can't sleep, thinking about what I want to eat and foods, and it's mostly foods that I probably ate too much in the past that weren't healthy, and so that's really frustrating. And when I lay in bed, I just want to break my fast, but I don't know, maybe I just need more water or to try and get my sleep schedule better on track. But only 4 days left, so we'll tough it out. It's January 19th here at 4 p.m, so that means 18 days are done, which means only 3 days left. Still nothing interesting to report. Tried drinking a little more water yesterday. That seems to be helping, making me feel a bit better. And I got myself out of bed early this morning in hopes that I can fall asleep earlier tonight, because that's been the most difficult part, is not being able to sleep at night. Being up late, just thinking about whatever, mostly food, and that's getting pretty difficult. So 3 days left. It's after 4 o'clock here on January 20th, which means 19 days done, which means less than 2 days to go now. I felt a bit better drinking more water yesterday. Sleep wasn't as good as I'd hoped, but feeling fine. I'm going to try and rest a lot today and tomorrow, and hopefully just get the most out of my last 2 days here. So it's 4 o'clock here on the 21st, which means 20 days of my water fast are done, which means I have only 24 hours left before I can eat again. Not much new to report, no new interesting symptoms or changes. I know I probably look a little bit tired right now. My sleep has been pretty poor, my schedule is just way off, and I don't really think that's because of fasting. I think that's more so the lifestyle, just because I've been taking it easy and I don't have any kind of schedule, so I end up just sleeping in and staying up late, and I've had poor sleeps because of that. But hopefully that'll change once I start exercising and get a routine and everything. So tomorrow I will weigh myself, and then I'll go get some coconuts. I'm going to break my fast with coconut water. But yeah, everything's been really good so far, so I'm pretty pleased with my lack of discomfort and symptoms. So in that first video there I said 21 kilograms, I meant 21 pounds. So I ended up weighing 67.4, which means I lost 9.6, which is exactly 21 pounds, which is exactly what I had in mind. That's what I was told it would be, about 1 pound per day, so that's good news. Alright, so here I am at the end of my fast, down 21 pounds, which is 148 from 169. Skin's a little bit darker, but I flex, got some abs back, but not extremely skinny. Okay, so it's the final day of my fast, day 21. I'm done in 3.5 hours. Gonna start refeeding just on coconut water, but this will be my week 3 review. Actually not too much to report, not many changes from the first 2 weeks. Just gonna look at my list here. Starting to get like a tight back and neck, and that's still not really from fasting, that's from my lifestyle. I was thinking more about food this week. That's about it. I barely lost any weight this week. just down to 67.4 kilograms. So I think I was 69.3 to start the week, so only 2 kilograms, which is good. So overall, I'm sure I've said this before, but I'm surprised at how few symptoms I had, few severe symptoms, and that I didn't really have any surprises as far as symptoms go. So that's good, but I'm also surprised in a bad way about how many changes I saw. It was really lackluster from both ends, from changes and from discomfort and symptoms. But take the good with the bad, and I'm hoping, and I've heard that once you start refeeding, that's when some of the bigger changes can kick in. So we'll see. Maybe the next 3 weeks will be more interesting than the last 3 weeks. Just a little over 1 hour before I break my fast, and here's what I'm breaking it with. Coconut water, bought a 10-pack of those, so gonna start out nice and easy breaking the fast. Just one thing to add before I start eating. My body definitely didn't finish cleaning itself out. 21 days wasn't enough. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'm not going to keep going. If I eat a really clean diet, it'll continue to clear out. So by that I mean my eyes didn't totally clear. They're supposed to get really white. My tongue really hasn't changed that much. Still eliminating, still body odor. Psoriasis didn't clear up, so that's kind of what I mean when I haven't seen that many changes. But I'm hoping that the refeeding process will continue and actually help to improve those things. Alright, it's 4 o'clock on the 22nd, which is 3 weeks over, so I'm about to break my fast with 1 cup of fresh coconut water. It's awesome. Sweeter than I've ever tasted before. Good. It's the morning of January 23rd here. I finished all 10 of those coconuts yesterday and then a couple this morning, and so now I'm on to solid foods for the first time. So almost 22 days now without having any solid foods, and I got some watermelon, so about to have my first piece of that. Not as exciting as I was expecting, but it's good. It's really sweet.